Okay, good afternoon, teacher. I really hope you're having a really good day. Let me just make you a recap. And so the product we choose is Pecan Flour. We're the Latin American team, or at least my team is the Latin American team. And today I will present to you the customers for Mexico and Chile. And now, while we were working on this, there were many varieties on our products, thinking that pecan flour wasn't the only product we did. We also did, for example, the cactus and Esmeralda, that it's the one they use in the El Rancho del Faro. We also pretty much did also how to use the sapila from the cactus and convert it to a zero waste product for and the El Rancho del Faro to create a certification on zero waste, aligning with ODSs, creating a unique value to them. Now, thinking about the introduction of this, let's start with the big picture. Pecan flour is an emerging product in the health market. It's gluten-free, it's plant-based, and high in fiber and protein, which makes it attractive to a growing segment of health-conscious consumers. In this analysis, our goal was to understand how customers in Mexico and Chile perceive and use the pecan flour and to identify which market offered the best growth potential for these pecan flowers to grow, sell, and create this impact on the communities. But first, what is pecan flour? Just to clarify, pecan flour is made from ground pecan nuts. It's used in gluten-free baking, in smoothies, in vegan recipes, and more. It's high in nutritional values, especially in healthy fats like protein and antioxidants, positioning it perfectly in the wellness and clean eating trends, basically. But the way consumers in each country approach this product is really different, and that's what we are here to research. So, thinking about everything, and let's start with Mexico. Now, here in Mexico, consumers are really price conscious, and probably it's more like a cultural thing, but and normally your average Mexican would rather have five 1 peso tacos than eating three 4 pesos tacos that probably are a higher quality. So the average Mexican is looking for affordable and healthy alternative in their daily life, like with an almond flour. Traditional food basically plays a huge role because most of them will not be used to eating pecan flour, you know? And maybe in countries like France with the macaroons, countries that are used to entering this flour of nuts and could really take a bigger advantage on these products. So here in Mexico, probably the products will be more in desserts like the horchata and tres leches and flanes. And that's one of the biggest uses that here in Mexico you could give to the pecan flour. Also a pecan cake and everything that goes around a nut, basically. But they're not that conscious on this market of nuts, if I'm getting my point right. So traditional food cultures play a huge role. So products that can fit into familiar recipes, like, oh, let's eat a taco. You wouldn't put pecan flour in a taco, you know? And tortillas, tamales probably will make bigger enhancement in the Mexican culture and will make your product adapt more well in this market. Also, many customers seek diabetic-friendly options due to rising health concerns and appreciate smaller packaging. What do we mean with this? So diabetic options, it's more like here in Mexico have a problem with obesity. They have a high index of EMC, and it's a problem that the government is trying to regulate by making all the conscious campaigns, by taking away the snacks in the high schools, in the schools for little kids. And also, and since it's price conscious and price sensitive, and smaller packaging is definitely better here in Mexico. And they rather buy weekly a small portion that buying a huge portion monthly since they have low salaries on most of these cases. That said, awareness of pecan flour as a premium high value ingredient is still low, so many people wouldn't know what is pecan flour, meaning that education and storytelling are basically key. You need to know how to tell Mexicans to enter their market and understand how can you upgrade and get them used to it. Now, let's think about the market in Chile. Consumers here are more used to premium health products. They actively look for things like organic, no GMO labels, and probably prefer more eco-friendly packaging. There's also a higher level of culinary experimentation. For example, think about vegan pastries and protein and pancakes and wellness-focused meals. And so normally this is a mega trend in some Latin countries and some people, I'm not denying that Mexico could have people like this, since it's a huge city and you have everything here and you could probably find also everything. And they're willing to pay more for products that align with their value and lifestyle. So for a brand like El Faro, there's a strong potential, but you have like this differentiator, and you need to have a clear identity. So for example, to enter a market in Chile, you need to be unique, since if you're not unique, they will just rather buy a product made in Chile, you know? And also Mexico is really sensitive in that case if we think about it. Now let's move to a summary on how comparing these both markets. So Mexico is more price sensitive and usage in based on traditional cooking, while Chile is quality driven and usage is wellness or gourmet focused. While both markets care about health, Chile demands more certifications and traceability, while Mexico values cultural familiarity and affordability. That means the product can be the same, but the strategy needs to be real different. Probably if you will enter Mexican market, you need to make really small packagings and sell them at a really cheap price for you to get that part of the market share in the flour industry. If we're thinking more about Chile and the better storytelling and sustainability your product is, the higher quality people in Chile will think about it and will buy it from you. So, in the strategic implementations, what does this mean for a brand entering these markets? In Mexico, we'll recommend basically focusing on education, affordability, and accessibility. Packaging should be small and budget friendly, and marketing should link pecan flour to familiar recipes, like making Mexicans think or believe that their daily dishes could go with pecan flour. And in Chile, the opportunity is to position the product as a premium certified wellness ingredient, thinking about elegant branding and storytelling around sustainability and partnership with health-conscious influencer stores. Both markets are attractive, but they require a really specific strategy in each one of these. Now, as a final note, our findings are supported by the market reports from Pecan South Magazine and for Mexico GlobalData for Chile. And this project helps us see how a single product like pecan flour can serve very different needs depending on the culture, economy, and consumer values. Chile offers more than just a strong market. It offers the right mindset. Chilean consumers are deeply connected to a healthy living, culinary innovation, and experimental responsibility. They just don't buy your food, they buy the values behind your food. And that's exactly where pecan flour fits. It's plant-based, it's nutritious, it's versatile, and most important, it carries the legacy of El Faro, a product rooted in nature, family, and care. Well, said this. Thank you so much. I really hope to see you on Friday and talk to you a little bit. Have a good day.